started in London in the early 90s. We were based around Nation Records, and the name Transglobal Underground came after some of us started working with Nation Records. And at that point there was myself, Mohammed the drummer, W who was playing bass. We met Natasha Atlas, who was one of the Nation crew at the time. We met Aki from Fundamental, who was one of the Nation crew at the time. We knew a band called Luke Guru, who we got in, and there was about maybe a dozen people involved putting records out, and the people were all from different backgrounds. You had the Arabic background, the Caribbean background, you had the Indian background, and it was all people in London who were perhaps tired of the music they were doing themselves, trying to sort of find something bigger than what they were doing.
In the early days, it started off as a collective, and we sort of kind of prided ourselves on the fact that we weren't really a band. We were just like three producers who did a bit of DJing, and we had dancers on stage, belly dancers and sort of Indian dancers, and we wore masks, and so it's all kind of very theatrical, and it didn't really matter who we were. So we adopted these pseudonyms, so nobody would know who we really were. Not that anyone cared that much anyway, because we weren't really in any band that was like kind of had made it big or anything like that. But it was just kind of the game that we were playing. We just thought, well, it's not important, you know, like who we are really. It's just the music was more important.
The first album was called Dream of 100 Nations, and I think a lot of people saw it, a lot of journalists saw it as being an attempt to make music from around the world. And in fact, we were doing more or less what you're saying. We were making music that we were hearing where we were. It was just like you get in a car, just drive around London and hear everything. That's what the records were coming out from. And in many ways, the new one, Moonshot, has very much got that feeling again to me. I can hear a lot of London in that record, maybe because I don't live there.
London and Britain, because of its history, past history, cultural history, relationship with the Caribbean and Africa. African people, you know, Caribbean people, other nationalities have always been coming in, passing through. It's a metropolitan, cosmopolitan place. There's always been an interaction between musicians of different cultures and the original inhabitants of Britain, let's say, collaborating to make something unique. So I would say in Britain, for young people, for young bands, for creative-minded people, when you're young, it's a good place. It's a fertile place to interact and to be open. It probably could only happen in Britain, Transglobal Underground.
England has changed. England has completely changed, and this is the music which has come out from it, which is a mixture of all the different cultures. And it's important for, I mean, Transglobal, I think, were one of the first people that were doing that sort of thing, mixing it all up. And I just think it was a natural thing to do, a natural thing when you look at society as it is in London now. You hear Arabic, you hear African, you hear Indian, you hear Irish, you hear now a lot of Eastern European countries now. The music is there as well now. It's all integrating, it's all mixing, it's a big pot. And, you know, it's natural, I think, the way we've moved.
At one show, I could sing Sanskrit in Hindi, and then do a little bit of rap, and then sing in English. So it was a stage that I could explore all my different sounds as well.
To the east side of the world, India. Transglobal is a platform for all cultures together. And I mean, it works with Zulu, it works with Indian, it works with everything, but it is a platform to introduce this culture to people who haven't been exposed to it.